Biggest catch of baseball's offseason is the Japanese pitching star Tatsuya Imai, with teams lining up to pay him between $150 and $200 million. But it's the team that Imai apparently doesn't want to play for that's generated the biggest surprise. Jared Diamond is sports reporter with the Wall Street Journal. He joins us now. It's good to see you. I loved your story. He doesn't want to play for the Dodgers.
Can you imagine? Who wouldn't want to play for the Dodgers these days? Yeah, look, it's sort of become this annual tradition where the best Japanese player on the market goes to the Dodgers. Ever since Shohei Ohtani signed there, they've kind of cornered the market on this incredible hotbed of talent. Now you have Imai, who goes out there and says, I want to play anywhere else.
Why is he saying that? I mean, you would think that the chance to play with Ohtani, obviously, Sasaki, Yamamoto, the track record, the winning would be a no-brainer. The deepest pockets in the game right now.
He's a real competitor. He went on Japanese television a couple weeks ago and he said, while I would love to play with Ohtani, who wouldn't? My real dream is to take them down. That was the words he used. And if you're a sports fan, you love to hear that. You always want to believe that the players want to compete against the best.
So who's the favorite then?
You're probably not going to like to hear the answer, but the East Coast Dodgers, probably the Yankees,
the Yankees
are probably the favorite at this point.
Why so? I mean, the Mets, maybe, Phillies, and it's all going to come to a head soon. That's part of the story, too.
Yes, so he has to make a decision by January 2nd. We're just a couple weeks away. He's in the U.S. now. He's starting to meet with teams, if he hasn't already, in the next couple of days. He'll have to decide. Look, the Yankees do have a nice track record of acquiring Japanese players, and there really haven't been that many. You forget, Japan is still a relatively new market in Major League Baseball. It started in 1995 with the Daionomo, but it's really just picked up in the last few years, and the Yankees do have a lot of brand recognition in Japan.
Yeah, they do. They sure do. What does this say about the lack of competitive balance in Major League Baseball, which is festering to the point where you may have a significant issue come 26, 27?
It's the biggest issue facing baseball right now. Of course, the Dodgers have won 2 straight World Series. They've spent so much money on payroll, and it's generated a lot of criticism from fans in other markets who say, hey, my team can't compete with that. And all of this is coming at a time when baseball's labor agreement is expiring at the end of this upcoming season, the end of 2026. And most people in the industry expect a very bitter labor fight over one question. Should there be a salary cap in baseball? Baseball is the only major American sport that has no salary cap. Teams can spend whatever they want on players, and some would argue, the league would argue, the owners would argue, that it has prevented small market franchises from competing. If the Dodgers have more money, they could sign all the best players. But to get that salary cap, Baseball Players Union has fought for decades to fend it off. It will take a long time away. And are they willing to sit out a year for that? Is
this, now again, we're only talking about $150 to $200 million. We're not talking about $700 million like an Ohtani got, and a lot of it in the deferred compensation. But is there any way that this particular deal could be the straw that breaks the camel's back, that forces the issue even further, that causes a lockout in Major League Baseball?
If he changes his mind and goes to the Dodgers, which, look, you never know.
Well, even the Yankees, I mean, again, you're still talking about a select number of teams who can even afford to pay somebody like Imai.
There's going to be a lot of attention on who wins the World Series in 26. And it doesn't just have to be the Dodgers. You're right. If the Yankees, if the Mets, if one of these high roller, deep-pocketed franchise wins another World Series, you're just going to see more of an outcry from fans in Milwaukee or Cincinnati or one of these other markets. Like, hey, what are we supposed to do?